And welcome to the Nilvah Nexus, jamestheidolsmasher at gmail.com. This is our weekly chat, Bible chat, Torah study, Parsha study. We've done some Talmud study. We've had some open discussion. That's what we're going to do tonight. Thank you for tuning in. You can watch us on Twitter at the Idol Smasher. Also, we're broadcasting at the Orphans of Avraham group on Facebook. So head on over there if you ever want to get in touch. At the Idol Smasher at YouTube as well. If you're watching on one of the other platforms, of course, the link to join is right here. No, there. It's in the comments. It's a StreamYard link, and we would love for you to come in. Tonight's topic: biblical justice versus criminal justice. That's been on my mind quite a bit. Of course, we can look at the Parsha as well. It's Vayishev. It's in Genesis. And also, I want to bring up something else to see the latest in the series written by the lovely Dennis Prager. This is, in fact, let me get it up. Let me bring it up here. Here we go. This is the, well, if I can get a solo layout here, we'll get a bigger view of it, or I'm hoping to. This is Deuteronomy. This is Dennis Prager's latest installment, the third in the Rational Bible series. He's done Exodus, Genesis, and now we're in Deuteronomy. Now, I haven't gotten too far in this yet. I only got it a couple of days ago, but we are going to read some of this. We are going to talk about some Deuteronomy and what Dennis Prager has to say. And it's a fantastic book, top quality. All of them are, and it's don't be too scared now. It's a Bible commentary, but I would really recommend this to anybody who's not Jewish, Christian, Muslim, or just a general reader. If you're looking at in getting into a better or into a deeper level of Torah study, this is a fantastic introduction into that. There's no Hebrew; it's all in English. But I'll give you a shot here. It's line by line, verse by verse, and he talks about the Rambam. He's got some great philosophers and even modern day thinkers. He talks about in here, and it really does follow the name, the Rational Bible, because Torah is quite rational, as some would say otherwise. Some who are not as familiar would say otherwise, that it's not irrational, but it is very rational. The great thing about Devarim, Deuteronomy, is it's all law and beliefs. There's no stories. There's no real. There's a retelling of course, all the law and the 10 Commandments and their journeys throughout the wilderness in 40 years and a few other things, but it's mostly law and beliefs, if you will. And this is what you start out. Dennis Prager chose to do Exodus first. Great choice because it encompasses so much. But if you're going to start, for instance, when you teach a child Torah, you begin with Deuteronomy. You begin with the direct. This is who we are. This is where we came from. This is our purpose on the planet. Right here. The rest of the stuff, we can toil over Genesis first, 9 chapters all day long. And Exodus is some heavy stuff, but this is a great way to, because it starts with the law, civil law mainly too. That's the great thing about it. Laws that would directly apply to anybody who was in the land of Israel, not just the Jews. So it's good stuff. And the whole series is just fantastic. So I really recommend the Rational Bible to anybody. My co-host Rosalie is back. Hi, Rosalie. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Let's get you back on the screen here. There we go.
Thank you.
I'm great. I'm peachy. So I was talking about the Rational Bible.
Yes, I heard Deuteronomy. Yep.
Might read some out of some of that. I've only gotten a little bit in. He talks about to the Jewish readers why this book is for you, and then he gives to the Christian readers, and then to the non-religious readers. Just to give you an example, I'll go ahead and read something real quick while we're at it. Let's turn this up.
All right, you go for it.
This is what he wrote. I'm sorry? Okay.
Tear it up.
All right. This is just a couple of paragraphs here. To the Christian readers, one cannot be a serious Christian without being familiar with the Hebrew Bible, or Old Testament, as the Christian world named it. Nor can one understand Jesus, a Jew who was not only observant of Torah law, but who asserted he came to change not one jot or one tittle of it. For the many Christians who already believe the Torah embodies the Word of God, I hope this commentary strengthens your faith in the Torah. As Maimonides, widely considered the greatest Jewish philosopher, wrote 900 years ago, his differences with Christian theology notwithstanding, it is Christians who have been primarily responsible for disseminating knowledge of the Torah to the world. I should add that I have greatly benefited from reading works by Christian biblical scholars, or Bible scholars, as the reader will often note. They combine a knowledge of modern Bible scholarship with religious faith in the text. And that's nice. That's nice. I think something else I really liked is the introduction and preface. Let's see. Okay, that's an actual essay, and that would take a few things in here. The essay is a good society is unattainable without wisdom. A good society, and he says, parents who coddle or spoil their children don't necessarily lack goodness or good intentions. They lack wisdom. And there's a lot to be said to that. And but it's this is like 5 pages of an essay. It's and it's big, but it really does. What he's saying, in my opinion, speaks greatly of tonight's topic, which, what is justice? When it comes, and I don't want to say it like, what is, like comparison of the laws. Oh, that law is, you put somebody to death for that. Today, we wouldn't, not necessarily what I want to talk about. And I would like for you to join. Hey, well, I just looked up and someone is. This is Carla.
Hey.
Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Shalom.
Hi, how are you?
Happy Hanukkah.
You too.
Happy Hanukkah. Yeah, I was saying that
starts Sunday.
Yes, it does. It does this Sunday, really? Wow.
Yes, sir. The 18th.
Oh, well.
18th through the 26th.
I'm thinking Monday night. It's not Monday night. Sunday night. Okay. We got us a new menorah. We have the Rambam style. It's very
okay.
We got a new one this year. But what I want to discuss is the idea of justice in the world. I've been going through some law stuff recently. And I guess I'm spoiled because I study so much Torah and I can see what justice truly is in the world, what God wants for us as justice, just in what is justice. And then there's the criminal justice system that like we have here in the States. And I wouldn't knock out Canada or Britain. I'm a little more familiar with them than most countries, but I primarily want to focus on what's here in this country, because I'm not so sure there's much justice at all. And yet we can't do without it. So, Carla, any thoughts on this topic yourself? Criminal justice versus biblical justice. Since you just jumped in, go ahead.
Okay. I've got very strong feelings about our criminal justice system here in the States. I have a lot of issues with it. There's no rehabilitation. It's just a money-making scheme, whereas Torah justice is about righting wrongs.
Ain't it the truth?
It's modern day slavery.
That's what I'm discovering. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Really. I can understand how, for instance, we always hear eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And everybody thinks that we just gouge eyes out. No, it's a monetary thing. I can understand why there is monetary value in some certain things, why you would find somebody for something as a discouragement for certain bad behavior to an extent. But I just went and talked with my lawyer on I have really strong feelings too, Carla. Heck, I'm just going to let it out. Here, wait a second. I brought a beer in just in case. Okay. A delicious Miller High Life. It is a kosher brew by the Miller Coors Company. I'm not an advocate I'm not a paid sponsor, but I'm a happy, satisfied customer. So in the name of justice, denim, as it's spoken in Torah, shalom, l'chaim.
L'chaim.
Chaim.
L'chaim. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's just delicious. All right, hang on a minute. I'm beginning to understand why people want to defund the police. I have no faith in the criminal justice system at all. None. Absolutely none. It's over. Maybe we'll attain it, when we finally break, or what's left of the United States, or what is left of it, or what, how it's divided up or whatever. I hope we attain it one day, but whatever it is, we've lost it. There is no justice in the system. None. I live in a state where the municipality can prevent you from having a jury.
What?
Yeah. It says in the Constitution, $20 or more in any contest, I guess was a word. I got to look it up. But the $20, that would be $20 gold in the same document, gold and silver. Okay. So $20 in gold or more, and a right to a jury trial shall be preserved.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out in Kansas that a municipality is a corporation, and corporations are independent with inalienable human rights. Apparently, it's like getting in trouble at Walmart. You're a Walmart, huge corporation, millions of people work there. It's like getting in trouble there. Where I'm enraged at is what I discovered is, and I don't need to worry about this. I'm worried is that the state will pick up what the municipality says. The state will enforce whatever the municipality says. It's bad. And they just want their money. They keep tacking on, for court costs. Do you have a lawyer? And at the time it was, I wasn't working my gig job at night. I have a schlep job that I do. And the wife was working days, and we really can't afford an attorney. And he's like, well, and he basically, screwed me down to a cheap price, but still made us pay. Not a lawyer will be provided. I'll just tack that onto your court costs. It's like, why should I be paying court costs? Shouldn't the person who called? I read the report, what this lady said, and in front of the wife was there too, and
you're guilty until proven innocent.
Yes, it's bearing false witness is what it is. I'm getting accused of things she did to me, and I've got the pictures to prove what she did, but she's claiming I did it. A shotgun was involved. I had a gun pulled on me, a shotgun, double barrel shotgun, cock aimed at my face out of the blue. And I grabbed the barrel and threw it down. So guess who gets the battery charge? Because I grabbed the barrel. And here's the thing. The police didn't take the gun. They didn't take prints. They didn't bring it into evidence. 3 eyewitnesses saw it happen. So prosecution might not want to bring this. Apparently, he might not want to. He's going to look for a win one way or another, but he doesn't want all this coming out because the cops just screwed me over. So that's not Doctor Who. That's my phone. Sorry about that. I usually have it muted. So no jury, no the lawyer we have is just ready to turn me over. She's there just to, she's not there to defend me.
Yeah.
I mean, we show her the evidence, eyewitness testimonies. The officer left out stuff in the report.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot said in there that I did. Said I spit on somebody, never spit on anybody. Said I hit people, didn't hit anybody. And the cops believe it, and the judge is already on it, and the prosecution, and I just don't really have a way out, but I'm going to fight it anyway. So I'm just learning. Yeah. So all this has come down. All I did was yell. I was mad and loud. And somebody decided, I'm not going to name names right now, but somebody decided they were going to get in my face and push me around and call me a pussy and get their fist in my face and all that stuff. Then tells the cops that I'm doing what she did to me. It was insane. And it's still going over. This is 6 months down the line now. And I really thought some people that were involved were going to be straight. And I hate to say it like this, but on my side, or just on the side of truth. The facts themselves speak for themselves. And they came in, and when we sat down with the lawyer, they came in and fibbed right to her face, right to me sitting there. And I'm realizing there's no justice. You can't it's a Springer special. You can't, it's there to make money. These cops don't care about you. They're not there to serve and protect you. They're there to find a way to screw you, and they just give you court costs and all this other stuff. And, the bond told me I had to sleep on a urine infested floor in Sedgwick County overnight. And they told the wife, because I was going to get out that day, and they, told the wife, well, he won't be out till next Tuesday if you don't get him out now. So the wife forked over $700 that she didn't need to. It's a joke. It's a joke. And what do? Lee Greenwood. That's patriotism in America. Merca. We have squandered the most basic principle of civilization in this country. We don't give a shit. Our kids don't give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody in my generation. I'm not sure about the boomers. They're the last ones to know what kicking ass really meant. No one knows what they're doing. They don't step in. It's over. The whole system is broken. Your cops are broken. Your judges are broken. There's not an honest lawyer out there, I don't think. You can't be honest. You can't be an honest lawyer. You can't. You can't be an honest. You can't be an honest cop. There's no such thing. The law prevents it. Ridiculous laws. Ridiculous reasons to just throw people in these concrete warehouses that do nothing for them. Okay, I'll look at it this way. What happens when you steal in the Bible? You pay the victim back twice. If you can't pay him back what you stole, you become his property until the debt is paid. What happens in the criminal justice system? When you get caught for theft, you go and you pay society back for what you did wrong by having them pay for you to sit in a concrete block with a bunch of men deprived of any type of life or retribution. Meanwhile, the person you stole from has to go to his insurance company. Really? How is that just? Well, you get your stuff back. It ain't about the stuff.
What?
Go ahead, speak, please.
Or gets plea bargained. Or gets plea bargained out.
Yeah. That right there. Oh, yeah. 95, almost 95.
Gestapo is live and well.
95% of the cases that are brought are given out on plea bargain. These people aren't given a fair trial.
Yep.
Now they know there's an entire state that will deny if the city picks it up. I mean, this is even in Wichita. They've just found a way to just forego the whole Constitution. But hey, we've got flags, and we've got Lee Greenwood cranked up. We've got American flags on our clothes, and yeah, they like their Trump, but they have squandered what's right before them. I don't know, and I thought Texas was bad. At least Texas, the teen courts even give you a jury, for Pete's sakes, and that's a legal crap hole as well. Texas, but Kansas, man. So let me ask you this, ladies. Why what would the purpose be to invent a system? Because in the Old West, when a sheriff got a hold of you, that was far closer to a biblical justice, than what goes on now. What do you think is the reason?
As long as you weren't lynched first.
Okay. All right. Okay. It was the Old West, but when the sheriff or the marshal did get a hold of you, what do you think's the reason for it? What do you think's the reason why we've strayed so far that we just? Any ideas? What is it? Is it simply?
It's all about the Benjamins.
Money and corporations. You look at all these private prisons that we have that the state, at least the state of California, is contracted to keep it so at a certain percentage full. And if they don't keep it at that certain percentage full, California still has to pay them extra, because even though they have, California already pays them, they have the prisoners working for Unilever and these other huge corporations, Dial, other companies that make products. They're making the products at 3 cents an hour, 10 cents an hour, so that they're getting a lot of income from that. So California has to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
The taxpayer has to make sure that Dial gets paid or gets workers?
Yes.
Oh, that's just criminal. That's why they call it criminal justice. Huh? If it was justice, it'd be justice. Oh, private prisons. Don't even get me started on that. I can't find prisons anywhere. Now, and reading through my bits of Talmud and whatnot in the law, there is sometimes you have to restrain somebody, and sometimes you have to hold them to make sure that you can get witnesses there. And there's the time, but private prisons, yeah, prisons for profit,
yeah,
capitalism. It ain't all great. If we are a nation of, for, and by the people, then the people themselves are responsible for justice, responsible for, preserving life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, aren't we? It's our job. It should be our. I know they give it to a private corporation. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So profiting from crime. Seems like you're gonna have to you need to get some crime out there, don't you? We need more crime. We got to pay the bills. How can we criminalize people? What can we do to make them criminals? Oh,
now you're getting it.
I had no idea they're making them work for private corporations. And the taxpayer doesn't even. Here's the other court costs. Why are you charging me court costs? Because I'm getting blamed. Why aren't you charged one thing? Why are you charging anybody for court? The right to a jury by your peers, the right to a trial by your peers is a right. It doesn't cost me money to speak. It doesn't cost me money to worship God. It doesn't cost money to shut my mouth so I don't incriminate my wife or myself or something. Why should I have to pay for a court? Why does anybody have to pay court costs? What are the taxpayers doing? What
because you got to pay your jury.
The $5 a day that they get for the jury? At least in California. I just had jury duty. $5 a day. $5 a day.
Seriously?
And parking is $25 a day.
That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny at all. This ain't right. This is not right. I try because I do believe we need peacekeepers. You just need them. Even in Torah society, it's like one Torah cop for every 10 people. Basically, that's what you're shooting for. You need peacekeepers. I get that. We actually have, trials, so that's good. Trials are nice. We actually have them, so that's good. But okay, all right. Okay. So I tried to be optimistic, I really did. I tried to find purpose that at least it's, there's nothing in the Torah law that says that unless you're in the land of Israel, but that a court has to have a trial by jury or even a tribunal. And apparently under the Sheva Mitzvot, it's you only need one judge, and that's fine. That's good. That means that you can have justice anywhere. But at the same time, I mean, I go into this thinking, okay, I'm not biblically given the right to a jury. Fine. So I try to be optimistic about the court. Well, it's a court. It's a place of justice. And if they all saw the facts and all the facts and listen to all the testimony, there's no way I could be convicted of what I'm being accused of. And that's all down there. Yeah, that's all out. It's not going to happen. I mean, they'll fight. You're going to be found guilty. She said everything, but you're going to be found guilty. It doesn't matter. None of this will matter because she said this, she said this, she said this. What is my testimony, my wife's testimony? Well, she's already given hers. It's a joke. They're there to screw. And I think part of it is part of it's money, but there's no reason to keep somebody in prison for 18 years. That's stupid. Unless you're just so wacko, you can't be. You know the reason why? I think we just like having the crime around. I think we like having the criminal element among us. I think that's what our leaders really enjoy. Like children, our leaders seem to enjoy young children, don't they? They also like keeping men in prisons. I mean, if you murder somebody, you're supposed to die. I'm not saying if you kill somebody. No, there's nothing wrong with a dead human. Do you murder somebody? That's different. Murder is the intentional taking the life of another human being. Doesn't mean you kill somebody, but when you murder, you die. When you steal, you pay back one way or another. Does your jail time pay the victim back? Does Unilever pay the victim, when they get a thief working for them?
Right?
Jeez, Unilever. Good gravy. California. Carly, you got to come out to the Midwest. It's bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I was actually looking at Overland Park, Kansas, because I can work from basically anywhere. So it's like, but it was a little too cold there when I went a few weeks ago.
Yeah. We do get our winters. We do get our blizzards time or two.
Yeah, I'm from Southern California. I lived in Chicagoland for a while, and I loved it. But that whole snow and cold and wearing shoes thing is kind of hard for me. Like I wear shoes like 3 days a week. I mean, 3 times a year when it rains. Beyond that, I'm pretty much in sandals year round.
Flip flops, yeah. My wife's the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. See, there are no prisons in Torah. None. There's no reason for it. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
And what do we do? We just keep people in prison. What are you going to do after 10 years of being around men?
That's not true. Joseph went to prison. Moses went to prison.
I should say Torah law. There's nothing in the Torah that imprisons somebody. There's no punishment for imprisonment. Yeah, Joseph.
I really think that our system is set up to keep people going back because, you've been away for all of these years. You've had no rehabilitation, no job training or anything else. You're just sitting there working for 10 cents an hour or whatever. And then you come out, you have nothing. If you've got a family around you that's able to help you out, you're good. But people that, people move on. People forget about you when you're gone for all those years. And you look at the way they do it. I'm not a huge Europe fan, but you look at the way they do it in Europe. They're not segregated from the world. They're given job training, rehabilitation, therapy, all of these programs that we don't give them here. And we wonder why our recidivism rate is so insanely higher than most of the world.
Well, they get it here in Michigan, but the thing is that the felony laws make it really hard for them to get jobs.
Yeah, we have
Go ahead.
We we have Cal Fire here. They use prisoners to fight fires, wildland fires, and in the mountains and stuff. And the bill just passed about a year ago, and they've been doing this since I was a kid, and I'm, getting close to 40. And they just passed the bill now to where those people can be hired for those jobs they go from $25 a day to making what other people do in that same job. They're not the frontline firefighters. They're not the one fighting equipment. They're the ones that are, making fire breaks and driving tractors, which is very necessary, but they were paying them $25 a day, and they couldn't get the job until now after they got out of prison. It made no sense to me. It still makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
But they've been doing that for over 40 years, and it just got, in 2022, it just got changed. It's ridiculous. And they actually like those people to go back to prison because they're really well trained. They can handle what they're doing, and they get them for next to nothing.
Right. Plus, too, the prisoners a lot of times cannot handle being on the outside and the way things have changed, and they just give up and go back to what they know.
Yeah, that's why I like Europe's system better, because they don't just let you out; they reintegrate you over the course of, number one, their sentences are a lot shorter, and their goal from the time that you go in is reintegration into society, except for the worst of the worst. But, there's like less than 1% of them that they keep in long term in Europe.
That's just to some extent. I don't know what laws and what's, you can't have a kosher slaughter in the Netherlands. So, but
yeah,
they make an attempt, sticking them in that place that they put me in. I don't think it's been cleaned in years. I'm saying the toilet hasn't been cleaned in years. There was a layer of shiny, thick.
Oh.
It was horrible. You stuck me in there because a dude pulled a gun and I grabbed it because I got bitch slapped and got tore up by this woman, and I pushed her away from me. You put me in that box and stained my good name. He left the policeman both of them, between the two of them, there's regret now that they've realized what's happened, and it's so affected the family so hard. My brother-in-law's got to go around making up different stories, telling different people reasons why you pulled a gun on him, on James, and he was making stuff up. He had to make things up. Went around town, told the neighbors.
Wow.
Yeah.
He'll pay for
nice
it.
Catholic people who like to judge me. For not being Christian, for not being Catholic, for not liking Christmas trees, and Lee Greenwood. Proud to be an American. That whole, I thank the soldier gave me my rights. Rosalie, thank you for your service. God bless you. Soldier didn't get, not one fucking soldier in history ever gave me a goddamn thing when it comes to rights. That comes from our creator, Lee. I mean, I never liked putting the military on the pedestal like we did at 9/11. It was so over the top. It was so over the top. I really felt it distanced military from the rest of the country. I really felt like, I know my friend James was not happy about that. He came home and he was like, "What the are you people doing?" Everyone had their yellow ribbon, everyone had their American flag pin and all these little things, and he didn't like it, and I didn't like it either. And once we were able to catch up years later and say, I didn't like it when the way because they really blew you guys up into something, and had no care what you guys were going through or what you were doing over there. But I don't know. I just I don't know where I'm going with that now. Lee Greenwood, yeah. What is patriotism? You can't make a just society, but gosh darn it, you got a flag painted on your truck. It's a flag. Yeah, see, that flag doesn't mean squat when you can't have a just system. When your kids don't have a damn chance. Born in debt. Of Corporations are people. They have inalienable human rights. How is that just? How is that just in any way, shape, or form? So they can give millions to a political PAC. How can you do that? And only, well, you have freedom of speech and they don't. So this is their way of having free speech. Yeah. No reparations in Torah. Every man pays for his own sin. End of story. End of story.
That's right.
Rabbi Duff said, if you have a Jewish court, you're going to go in angry with each other and you're going to walk out shaking hands as if you're friends. That's justice. That's when two competing parties can come together, lay it all on the line, and come to a decision where both are happy, where there is justice. That's how a Jewish court works. Look at Ruth. I remember Gav asked, he had a trivia question list one time. One of them was, what's your favorite courtroom movie? First thing out of my mouth, Ruth. That's great stuff. And it really is kind of at the end, the climax in a courtroom. Follow That Dream is another one, an Elvis Presley movie. That will that's a great movie right there. Kind of a stick it to the man movie a little bit. Yeah, we're afraid of justice. I think we've raised ourselves to be scared of justice and not to be a part of it or to have a hand in it. We have ridiculous laws. I mean, the drug war is an abject failure, and that's the closest thing right there I can give. It's not the way it was years ago, but fentanyl's on the streets for a reason. It just didn't appear over here out of nowhere. They were allowed to set up shop and start selling it, and nobody knows after years and years. It's killing people. There's more now than ever. My hometown of Huntington, West Virginia broke my heart when I saw that thing lately. Heroin. Gee, where's that heroin coming from? It could be stopped. What do we do with dopers? Throw them in jail. What have we done with dopers for 40 years? They're getting a little better on it now.
Plea bargain.
But what do we do with them? Nothing. Stick them in jail and teach them don't ever do that again. Now we're going to release you in the world, and you probably want to go, have a beer or a shot of heroin. I dated a girl who was on methadone. 3 years.
I still don't understand that one. They want you to get off of meth. We're going to give you methadone into it forever, and it's basically meth.
Or it's heroin. Methadone gets you off of heroin.
Okay, sorry. But it's people stay on it, and people it's paid for, and the recidivism rate is not helped with methadone.
It's heroin. It's still. I took a sip of it. That made me stupid for 3 hours. Stupid for 3 hours. Wow. It was not fun. It wasn't fun. I'll dig a little doobie once in a while, but it was like a sip. I mean, really, like I would take a sip of really good scotch. One of those.
Okay.
And 3 years. They're keeping her on it for 3. They didn't wane her down. There was no decrescendo. There was no, there's no way to get off of it. I understand addiction. I've had an alcohol issue, before. I understand, but you can get off of it. And for pity's sakes, getting jars of it, 2 jars a month, these big old 3 years, they keep you, basically keeping you in the gutter, the same place you were, only now you don't have to sell your body for it.
Yeah.
Is that really helping? They gave Amsterdam all kinds of hell because they were going to rehabilitate their people. If they caught you doing hard drugs, they take you off the street and clean you up.
Yep.
That's better for society, and it's better for the person who's hooked on the stuff.
Absolutely.
Is there any way, do you guys think, as Torah folk, is there any way back from where we're at? Is there any way that we can make this good? This system of ours.
Be a light unto the nations.
Huh?
Be a light unto the nations.
I do think it's possible. Is it probable? No. But it is possible. But it would take a change from the top all the way down of our leadership. And I don't see that happening because these corporations and these Nancy Pelosi's and those type of people, they're never giving up their power.
Pelosi is.
Yeah, she's stepping down, but she's still in charge. She will be in charge. I mean, like Barbara Boxer from California, she is not okay. I avoid using strong words against people like that, but her, with her age, her capabilities are deeply diminished. They give her something to make her be able to sit up straight when it's time to vote. And so she can make a coherent vote, and then she's back to her normal self. I know people in real life that are on her staff. And some of the stories that I hear are scary. But I can tell you the whole story. No one would ever tell me what they told me. They'll never admit it. And, no one's going to believe it because they want to keep it hush-hush. They don't want California to lose their power in Congress. They want to keep, and it's not just California, it's all over the country. The people that have been serving the longest, they want to keep them in place for as long as they can. And if they have to keep them there artificially, they're going to do that.
I love that word you used, artificially. Ain't it the truth? Rosalie, you said something, be a light to the nations. How can we fix this? And Dennis Prager had a great quote. It was on my Facebook page. The only way to be a good person or make a better society is by studying goodness. Spoken like a true Jew. Huh?
Yep.
Study. Yeah. And I'm going to give another plug here since we're in the middle of, it's not a plug. I'm not paid for. I'm just a very satisfied customer of the series. This is, if you're just tuning in now, the Rational Bible, the latest. We're going to be getting into this through the coming weeks, no matter what we're doing. Good stuff. I think it's the attitude of what justice is. It's, one, you don't want the cops around, so you want to be good. Okay. I get that. But when the cops come around, they really have so much more power. The reason why I thought I could respect the police, because they are truly the first eyes and ears of the court. So theoretically, the police should be on your side. They are. You should respect them, and you should. Part of it, I get the fact that we have these ridiculously old and psychologically decrepit and morally inept people who make laws, because that's the kind of people who like making laws. You don't get a Rand Paul every day, okay? Most of them are Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer's, and silent ones who don't say anything to the people ever and vote along party lines.
Yep.
So I get that you have stupid laws written by stupid people, and they have to enforce the law. See, they're not policing, it's law enforcement. Wow, we got to do what them politicians tell us to do. That's just the way it is. We can't deviate from the law. All about the law, no matter how unjust or ridiculous it is. Well, you did grab a gun, didn't you? Well, you grabbed his gun. So, you can't grab a gun and not go to jail for it. He was pointing it at me. One cop looked over at me and he looked down like that. It was 3 inches from my face. And he just kept looking away. The law, this is a court of law. In other words, so it's a book of laws. Oh, so it's already finished. You don't need a trial because the law says. The purpose of a trial isn't even real anymore. They don't even. This is the second trial this city's had in the 100 years that this has been a city. Second. That's because I'm pushing for it. No, they don't want this coming out. They don't want this coming out. Damn it, I do. I want all of it coming out. But they don't want it going out. See, I'd make the cop look bad, make people making the accusations, or the one lady making an accusation look bad because she would wind up she would be found to be lying to the court. And they don't want that. I'm beginning to think they're just protecting their stupid effing reputation. We can't have them look bad. These police officers have been through enough. And they've been through so much already. We don't punish them even more. I don't have any sympathy for them. I do not believe that you should disrespect anybody, even if they wear a badge. And for the most part, they probably could do something. We have one guy who watches the school like a hawk. He's about this. His shoulders are about so wide. He's about 5'7", but a brick. He's like a stone. He's a door. And I like him protecting the kids. I love it. Thank you, sir. I like that. You got a big bulldog out front, but protecting the kids. That's okay. But when they're getting up in the cops' faces and screaming at them, and when they walk up and just shoot them point blank for no good reason, saw that in a video the other day, happened in California. Cop stand there talking to a lady, and a dude in the hoodie walks by and looks up, pulls out a gun, literally shoots him in the back of the head. The guy falls down dead, and he walks off. No sympathy, none.
Yes.
Sorry, Kavanaugh. You're probably a nice guy. Nah, you're probably a piece of shit. So what? They threaten your life. You have it coming. Look what you've created. Look at the system you're a part of. I tell you one thing. It ain't. Well, I guess I can say this. Hell with it. It ain't. There's nothing criminal about being black, but boy, I ain't gonna deny it because I've seen it in North Carolina. Yeah, dude crosses the street, like two guys in the diner. Oh, we gotta talk to him. Made him go walk back on the other side of the street. This was 20 years ago. Okay, this isn't something that happened in a film in 1930s. This is now. And the culture, this is no, I've had it. No faith in the system. I would like to have faith, but I'd rather see the whole damn thing break. Maybe we can start fresh. Maybe we can implement something a little more biblical after our next civil war. All right, we got 12 minutes. I want to change the topic. I'm sick of people talking smack on Jews. I am seriously sick of it. And half the blame is the Jews, but
Yay.
No, I'm sick of it. I'm sick to the freaking teeth of it. I've been fed up lately. I've been trying to be nice. I don't want to be nice. Damn it. I'm sick of it. This thing about the Jewish practices. I talked
The idol smasher is alive.
I'm sick of Jew haters. A guy at work said something and it just rubbed me the wrong way, and I want to kick him right in the crotch. Great guy, nice guy, but just stupid. That's all. You can't. It's. There's no way on earth you're going to convince me you're a halfway. I just can't take it seriously anymore. And everyone's it's so easy. Let's see. What do Jews do a lot? Jews do a lot.
Can't fix stupid with duct tape or WD-40.
Jews always talk with their hands. You always hear that cliche. When you're talking Jewish, you always have that. Very expressive. All it means is very expressive. We always hear the hands. They also wash them, literally, religiously. They wash their hands a lot. Now, when the Black Plague and all these other stuff came around in Europe, the Jews weren't hit as hard. But they also have biblical commandments in keeping things clean. I mean, they're pretty. That's a lot of law to live by, and they would wash themselves clean. They always wash their hands. It's very, they're very clean. It's one of the things. It's not cleanliness next to godliness necessarily, but that's what Torah commands. And so they didn't get hit by the plague as much, and everyone accuses them of starting the thing. Why? Because they didn't get hit as hard. It's not like, man, what did y'all do? I want to get me some of that. What you got? I want to survive the next Black Plague. No, we blame the Jews. Blame the Jews. Oh, and you know, because we do have Joe Biden in office, he or whatever it is, I just thought talking about the bigotry. Yeah, we're gonna have to put an end to menthols because we want to save the Black people's lives. I can't believe he just gets away with the stuff he says, man. It's like, yeah, there are a lot more like him out there. Okay, just
yes, there are.
Yep.
Oy vey.
soon as he got into office, $14 billion to Iran, and within days, Israel was getting shelled. Israel got the crap shelled out of it. I mean, they have the Iron Dome, which takes care of a lot of things, not all of them, but yeah. We all know. I hope more people are seeing this. I really, really hope more people are seeing this. I was watching Tovia Singer the other day. He says that more and more Noahides are coming about. That's good.
Yes.
That's really good. We have to rage against injustice. We can't just, we have to be, I mean, as a God-fearing people. If there's one thing that's going to bring the Muslim, the Christian, and the Jew, and the Noahide, and together, I think it's pedophilia. Oh
my God.
Sure, right? I'm pretty sure we all disagree on pedophilia. That's one thing the Muslim and the Jew can stand shoulder to shoulder with the Christian. Right? I don't know if anybody knows this, but the health and safety guy, the big safety guy who gets the final say in arbitration on all things Twitter, not only is a pedophiliac, he has a separate Twitter account where he can let his freak flag fly. He was throttling conservatives. Anybody left of Lenin or anybody right of Lenin is a conservative. He was busy, throttling the president of the United States, busily throttling conservatives, banning news, banning certain things to get one person elected who's a pedophile himself, can't keep his hand. He already went out and grabbed some other little kid the other day. Oh, was it the UN or something? I couldn't watch. They love these little boys. They love little girls. They love little children. They love dressing them up. This guy was an absolute pedophile. He was making it, quote, it was in his emails. He was making it easier for teens, minor teens, to easily hook up on a dating or a hookup website. We'll just say it that way. Sexual hookup website. Grindr, I think is the name of it. Making it easier for teens to safely log in. Safely, yes. We want to make sure the children are safe with the pedophiles, right? It's all about child safety. Somebody think of the children. And what are we going to do about it? What are the cops going to do about it? Not a goddamn thing. Police aren't there to help you. They're there to protect them and to keep you small and scared. That's why all policemen right here. That's why all policemen got the attitude they do, and they walk around with this little problem where they just kind of like to bully. I mean, it's obvious, dudes. How much gear do you have to wear to make yourself feel like a man? For Pete's sakes. That's a cop. And the judge, no, not the judge. The judge is stacked and likes to stick it to you. I know I'm getting real bad here, but no faith. Lord, you need to break this country because we have squandered. There's nothing can come out of us that's going to be good. We are on our way down. We're not coming out of it. It's possible, like Carla says, I'm no Rosalie. I might sound like a jerk, but I'm forced to agree with Carla. There's no freaking, I don't have any hope. Is it possible? Absolutely. It's not going to stop my belief in Torah. It's not going to stop what I can do for justice in the world, but there ain't no way. Not with these numbskulls walking around. I mean, stupid. Whole generations of
Okay, let's watch the Lashon Hara.
All right. No faith. That's not evil speech. No faith. And I think it's going to take hellfire and damnation to change it. And that's sad, but that's all I have to say about that right now.
Speaking of
Anything
Hellfire
else?
and Damnation, Rabbi Reuben put out a really good movie. I can't watch it. I can listen to it, but I can't watch it. I'm going Gehenna. Oh boy, it's a freaky movie, but there's a lot of good stuff in it. Like I said, I couldn't physically watch it. I have to listen to it, but I couldn't physically watch it.
Wow.
Gehenna. Now that's hell for
Pretty
those
much.
tuning in.
And the thing is, it's for everybody. I mean, once the Mashiach gets here, boy, there's going to be a world of awakening coming. So the best thing for everybody to do is start repenting of your sins and doing mitzvahs. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Study goodness. Study goodness. I love that. I love Dennis Prager. Sometimes he just has a way with words. And that's why we study Torah every week right here. Or we'll talk about it. We didn't do much studying today, but we'll get back into that, I'm sure. But it was good to have Carla here.
Thank you. It was good to be here again.
Good to blow. I hope you don't mind me blowing off some steam. I'm miffed. And like I say, I'm spoiled. I read this Torah and I read this law and I can see glory. I know it sounds cliche. I see glory in God's word. It's glorious. There's just so much, and the way justice is put out and the reasons why are just so well thought out. And
it's delicious.
It's delicious. It's delicious. As the Rabbi Tovia Singer puts it, I can't do them too well, but there's something about the deliciousness of Torah. Okay. Any final thoughts, ladies, before we wrap this thing up?
No.
Have a fantastic.
Remember it's Hanukkah coming. Yes, remember it's Hanukkah and what it means.
Yes.
Yeah, a warrior's holiday.
Yes.
We have the the wife's Christian, so we have the holiday decorations, but we got the menorahs too. So. I'm gonna show you my new one. This is the one we got for this year. We try to get a new one every year, And I haven't unwrapped it yet because it's just so pretty and new. But I got this is the Rambam.
Oh,
this
nice.
is the same style you see the kabod lighting, like when they have a public.
Right.
A lot of them will go on this pattern. It's my first one of its kind. So, yeah.
Did you hear on Sunday Night Football they're going to light the menorah before the game?
Oh, really?
Really?
Yes. Yep, they got a menorah sitting up there in the stadium, and they are going to light it.
That's awesome.
Hey, Christians, if you're watching, I just found this out. Jesus practiced Hanukkah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like, of course he did. Of course he did. It's like all the Christians need to know. I mean, if you're going to be a Christian and you want to be more Jesus-like, find out what Jesus knows that you don't know.
Not one stroke of the law will change. Well, that means that we're going to change everything.
Right. That one passage is what got kicked me out of church at 13 years old.
Which one?
Not one stroke of the law that, the law is not going to change. I was I was very inquisitive, and I asked too many questions, and that just have faith thing literally got me kicked out. I was told not to come back until I could be a good, faithful person, repent, and accept the preachers or whatever of my mom's church. I'm almost 40 now. I haven't been back yet.
Yeah. Well, you went to the right people. You went to the Jews. And if anybody could take questions and arguments.
Yes, that's so true. My first rabbi.
And on that note, we are almost down the hour.
Okay.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Go ahead, Carla.
Every Thursday, right here, the Nilvah Nexus, at the Idol Smasher on Twitter, the Idol Smasher channel here on YouTube. Of course, if you're on Facebook and you're serious about Torah study, feel free to join the Orphans of Avraham. We are pretty active. You're always going to get Parsha. You always get an invite and link into joining us here on the Nilvah Nexus every Thursday. So my co-host Rosalie Jordan, Carla J, back. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate it. Happy Hanukkah, Shabbat Shalom, and Godspeed, y'all.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.